This guy, in my opinion, is the most meta hero in the offlane in the right hands. And that is, of course, Sevarog, with great escapability or engage potential, sustain, control, damage, and health. There's really nothing to go wrong with Sevarog. Marillus Action is a game and screen recorder that offers the lowest megabytes per frame, the lowest computer resource usage, and the highest FPS recording. Check the link in the video description to learn more. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Paragon Guide. I am Sylphin, where we're taking a look at a Sevarog hero deck and guide for the offlane. Now, if we start off, of course, with a point into Vitality for Exoskeleton, gives you tremendous sustain when anything damages you from an enemy, so their basic attacks or abilities that will proc it. Coinmaster is here in case you just want to throw that in. You got an extra point when you go back to base because of some harassment or something in the early game. There it is. You go straight into Possessed Spryken because it gives you that advantage in the early game tremendously if your opponent doesn't take it. If they take it, you're still at a stalemate, a little bit more sustainability, and you won't be as, you'll be very safe in the offlane. And if they take it, well, then they have an equal disadvantage in the late game. So really, there's no reason why not to take Possessed Spryken. Green Spring here is an option if you are really winning your lane and you don't want to take Possessed Spryken just yet. You can get Green Spring. Doesn't do quite as much as Possessed Spryken, obviously, but it is there. Flame of Zetchin is an option if you anticipate rotating over to Fangtooth or objectives a lot. You can get it, especially if you're maybe winning your lane a ton. Growth Totem is just there if you anticipate really needing late game scaling. If they have 2 carries on the enemy team, for example, you want to throw on Growth Totem. Just keep it. It does limit you to one other card if you have Growth Totem Possessed Spryken, but it is there. Veil Stepper is a fantastic card. If you want to go into damage first, a little bit into agility, Veil Stepper is almost Possessed Spryken in terms of the health regen, but gives you basic armor to really deal with basic attacks and lane minion damage. Obviously, that passive can be used tremendously for escapability or ganks, and that power goes insanely well on Sevarog. Vital Waters, an insane card to only amplify the value from Possessed Spryken, plus giving you max health and more health regen. It's the best sustain card almost period in the game, especially when you combine it with our Mana Reactor gem that we'll get for infinite health and infinite mana. Thunder Cleaver, if you want to push like an absolute, like the Monkey King himself, Thunder Cleaver is an option. Power, basic armor, really nothing can go wrong. Numbing Rogue is pretty much the card you're going to shoot for right off the bat. It will help you, obviously, in your solo lane, but in team fights, obviously, will slow all nearby units by 20% in the attack speed department. Unbroken Spirit, if they have a ton of crowd control, they have a ton of burst, throw on Unbroken Spirit, as obviously they'll cut down on the burst damage, give you power, max health, and obviously that passive. One of the Tribe, ultra late game card if you don't need Numbing Rogue or Unbroken Spirit and you can only get one of them, or you only need one of them, throw one of the Tribe. Insane damage potential. The burst in team fights with Sevarog Subjugate, Colossal Blow, and other abilities is insane. In the gem department, of course, Quick Exit, I still love it. It's you really notice it, especially when your tier 2 goes down. You especially notice it. It is strong. Mana Reactor, absolute must. So you get infinite health through Possessed Spryken and Vital Waters, but infinite mana as well. Damage Return helps you dive into that backline, reflect the basic damage from carries, especially if there's 2 carries. Reflexive Purify, as Sevarog, you are fairly mobile. Not the craziest gem, but because you have Possessed Spryken, Consume the Dead may not necessarily be overly useful, but Reflexive Purify, just so you can confirm your rotations in a team fight, stuff like that is really nice. Also saves you from Gideon ult, and improved health regen. That is where the sustain comes from, and of course, it's really good. It's really good. Intellect, Onslaught, so you can further use your ultimate, your other abilities, and it actually does a surprising amount of work. So, ladies and gentlemen, the very first ability you go for has to be Sylphin. It's a ability that has a small kind of rectangle-y, kind of a wedge shape in front of you. They've changed it. It's insta-cast now, so it's kind of hard to exactly know what shape it is. It used to be a rectangle, but now it's kind of this slightly open wedge in front of you. What happens is when you kill enemies through its passive, you gain health, 3 health per stack, and 1 ability damage on his Sylphin. So it's an ability that you can use every 3 seconds, and the passive effect means that Sevarog can always be gaining health and damage on his Sylphin ability the more he last hits minions or heroes. Heroes give 3 stacks, while minions give 1 stack for Sevarog Sylphin. So this is an ability that you can use while basic attacking, so you don't need to stop basic attacking to use it. You can just hold down your basic attack and press your Q, and Sevarog will just do the ability. What you're seeing me do in lane right now is try to use my Sylphin through minions to hit this rampage. It has a very low mana cost at 25 mana, and I'm using that as harassment to try to get this rampage down. You kind of want to use it as a burst ability, especially in the solo lane, where you can use it as a basic attack into a Sylphin, into a basic attack, get a burst of damage, and then fall back out of the damage of the minions to obviously stay healthy. Sylphin is the first ability you absolutely have to get, and it's very, very important to get last hits because this empowers Sevarog. He becomes tanky, and he gets damage through it as well. You see, I'm kind of missing it a few times. I'm not really getting a good judge of the distance of it, but eventually you will indeed get you will definitely get it. As you can see, you can do tremendous burst with his whole combo, with all of his abilities. As you see there, I do get the first kill in my lane against a rampage. Also, when you reach 20, 30, no. They've changed this so many times. Finally, this is what it is. When you reach 20, 60, 120, and 200 soul stacks, you gain additional health and additional ability damage on top of all the ones that you've gotten before. So there are kind of tier levels: 20, 60, 120, 200, where you gain 20, 30, 40 health, and 10, 15, 20, 25 bonus ability damage. So farming is very, very important for Sevarog in this regard. The next ability you get absolutely is Subjugate. Subjugate. Sevarog targets a circle on the ground and calls down a burst of dark energy that deals ability damage and applies a root for 1.5 seconds to any enemy's hit. When the root expires, the targets will have a movement speed slow for another 1.5 seconds. The ability damage is substantial. It doesn't increase through Sylphin stacks. The mana cost is fairly high, and the cooldown is 12 seconds. So what you have to do is you have to land this ability. 100%, you have to land this ability. It's really crucial, whether it is in a team fight, whether you are trying to burst down this rampage like I am. You can see this tremendous amount of damage is starting to come already, especially when you harass them over time and then have good burst of a subjugate with some Sylphins and some basics. It really is quite effective. Subjugate is an ability you have to get used to and you have to land and use well. The next ability is Phantom Rush, or you can get the second if you're getting harassed a lot in lane, and that is Phantom Rush. Sevarog rushes forward 1,000 units, gliding through any enemies in his path. You can use this, especially if you're body blocked in tight quarters, to go through people and get through minions to engage or disengage. It is really effective, although you are not invulnerable. And you'll see this here. I tried to Phantom Rush through the Sevarog's Subjugate, and it doesn't work. You aren't invulnerable, so just keep that in mind. I tried to Phantom Rush through the enemy Sevarog's Subjugate, and it didn't work. The mana cost is low at 30 mana, and the cooldown is 14, 12, 10, and 8. The cooldown does get reduced quite substantially, but it is the last ability I would recommend you upgrade. It's effective right from level 1. You just, how much you use it is increased when you level it up. So the last ability that you actually saw me use there was Colossal Blow, and this is his ultimate. Sevarog gives one mighty swing of his hammer, dealing ability damage and knocking back enemy heroes. Ability damage 176 to 351, power scaling of 3, cooldown of 30, mana cost of 75. So it's a fairly low cooldown ultimate at 30 seconds. The Onslaught gem really helps bring that down, and low mana cost. Don't hesitate to use this in your combo with Sevarog to deal a tremendous amount of damage and control people, to confirm kills, or set up really good ganks and really good picks. Really, Sevarog in the hands of a master is an absolute beast, able to get people out of position, keep them out of position, keep people locked down, deal great burst damage while being tanky. Sevarog is incredible. As you've noticed, I've gotten this Rampage on his heels, and that is because Possessed Sprykin. It is super duper effective. Like I said earlier, if you get it, you can push this advantage, keep the enemy in their tower, harass them, get some kills like I have gotten, and do really great work. You see there, I tried to do the Colossal Blow into Subjugate combo there. I didn't quite get it. I misjudged the Subjugate, but that is a fantastic combo to guarantee somebody out of position and some good damage. The Possessed Sprykin, power and health, exactly what you want. As you can see, I'm just pushing into this tower, getting the kills on Rampage, winning my lane, making it easier for the rest of my team to do their thing and not worry about this Rampage rotating. We get Exoskeleton for even more sustain and go full on into Vitality, because Mana Reactor helps us with this sustain. The more damage I take, the more mana I get. With Possessed Sprykin, I can just get more health to give me more mana, and you can see it's just this wondrous feedback loop that I just am able to get the first tier 1 tower of the game, and that's the solo lane and not the duo lane. So that is why Possessed Sprykin is so good. If this Rampage gets a Possessed Sprykin, well then fine, we just equal out and we just kind of duel till the end of time in the solo lane. I'm at an equal disadvantage, he's at an equal disadvantage in the late game. It's all hunky-dory, and we're all good. One thing I will say is Colossal Blow, it became an instant cast, and it's hard to use. You saw me use it just there, and it was a total whiff. I totally missed with my Colossal Blow. You have to get used to it. Your target has to be directly in front of you if you want it to land. And it just takes a bit of time getting used to. Again, you can see the sustain is unbelievable, and this damage is really coming through. I'm letting the rest of my team kind of just do their thing. They don't need much help. I'm not leaving my solo lane. If they did need help, I would go and help them. And you have to watch your mini-map, kind of get a sense of what your team is doing. If they need help, rotate when your lane is pushing in your direction, and go and help them. In this case, we get a fantastic rotation here for my friendly team as I'm just going to town on this Rampage. We get a tier 2 tower. I follow up my control with more control there to get the Rampage further out of position with my Colossal Blow. Confirm the kill once again. And finally, at the 11-minute mark, I go back for my first cards after my starting cards. Possessed Sprykin, basically considered a starting card. Now, the next card that you're really wanting to aim for is Numbing Rogue. I kind of miscalculated my amount of vitality here, and I ended up getting Green Spring. Great transition card to Vital Waters, and then into Numbing Rogue. And then, of course, you can pick up Flame Inception. We just got Flame Tooth, which is exactly what you want to help your team out with, but you can pick this up for that objectives, which is really, really important. And really, guys, as Sevarog with Numbing Rogue, Possessed Sprykin, or Unbroken Spirit, or a Growth Totem that you're scaling way up into the late game, it's your job to focus down high priority targets, keep people rooted, keep people under control with Subjugate and your Colossal Blow. Use your Phantom Rush to engage hard, rushing through the enemy front line to the back line to control them. Use your Subjugate to get people out of position. Your Colossal Blow to knock them further out of position. And really, that is your job, to be a very disruptive and damage frontliner. You can see with the pressure of Possessed Sprykin, Mana Reactor, and even Greenspan, I miscalculated my vitality and agility to get Vital Waters and then into Numbing Rogue. Even with this, 15 minutes render simply from the immense amount of pressure I was able to put in that solo lane. Patreon allows creators to offer their fans a way of supporting them and what they do. With flexible and painless payment options, anyone can support their creator for as little as $1 a month. If you would like to help me do what I love, check out the link in the video description to learn more. Please like this video if you like it, dislike it, share it with the community. Of course, guys, subscribe if you guys like this content, especially if you found it useful. Please subscribe so I can do it for you in the future. Lots of guides and math videos that I love to do to help you guys out. So please hit that subscribe button and bell notification so you can know when my stuff goes live. Please check the video description for links to my website, merchandise store, and Amazon affiliate link, as well as all my social media right here. Huge shout out to my Patreon supporters, Twitch subscribers, and YouTube sponsors. Go out of their way to help me make these videos and do what I love. Till next time, like always, guys, stay optimistic and positive.